Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to WatchYouWant.com. Thanks for joining us. Today we have the Rolex DeepSea Sea-Dweller, or as some Rolex fans call it, the Beast. At 44 millimeters, this is the largest Rolex you can buy, and it's ready to go toe-to-toe with your Hublot Big Bangs. It's ready to go toe-to-toe with your Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshores. It's a sports watch in the modern paradigm. Big, heavy, strong, bold. It's never anonymous. Now, the thing about the DeepSea Sea-Dweller is that it's kind of like a Submariner Plus. If you're not familiar with the model, or if you've only had experience with the previous 40mm Sea-Dweller, it's a monster. Now, rated at almost 13,000 feet of diving depth, you know it's tough, but why is it so tough? And why is it so big? And the two go hand in hand. Rolex designed this watch for extreme use. Now, the original Sea-Dweller dates to the 1960s, came on the market in the 70s, and it was designed by Rolex for Comex deep sea divers. And to that end, they made it bigger and tougher than the civilian general public Submariner. So the Sea-Dweller was developed in '67, but it wasn't available until '72. And by the time it hit the market, this helium escape valve had become its signature. What that does is it allows you to dive extra deep using diving bells to depths that require decompression, to the point where helium can actually form and get stuck inside the watch. And so as you ascend, the crystal can blow out if you don't have that feature. And it's been the Sea-Dweller's calling card since '67, and it's always been its most distinctive feature, what really set it apart from the Submariner. But the Deep Sea took that to the next level with a bigger, thicker case, and because it's got that near 13,000 feet depth rating, and the ring lock case design that puts a titanium case back in conjunction with a 5mm thick crystal, it's got a lot of heft to it. And that's a good thing, because these days with oversized watches in style, this is one of the few Rolexes that really looks the part in the modern marketplace. If you like a big sports watch, if you like your Panerai Luminors, 44mm, 47mm, the 1950 case, even better, but you want a Rolex, or you want to add a Rolex to your collection of big watches, this is the ticket. Now, besides the distinctive Sea-Dweller and DeepSea Sea-Dweller traits, there's a lot of standard Rolex goodness here. The bezel, very crisp, turns with a nice ratcheting sound, very supple to use, and yet very strong. Ceramic coated so it won't scratch, just like the crystal. This is one of the most durable and attractive and useful diving bezels. Of course, you just set the index at 12 to align with the minute hand, and now you can time an event up to an hour, whether that's cooking, grilling, actual diving, imagine that. This watch is ready for it, and it's got you covered. Now, all of the dial features, the indexes, which are heavily loomed, and the hands are actually white gold, so the Rolex quality is apparent. And in the hand, it feels like a little bank vault, or maybe an armored car. This is a tough little machine, and inside, it's just as tough. Chronometer certified, very accurate, as shock resistant as any sports watch on the market. Rolexes are known for their toughness, and this is no exception. It's an automatic auto winder, so you get all the convenience of being able to wear your watch every day. That's perpetual in Rolex speak, so you don't have to keep winding it or resetting it. It's not going to run down if you use it all the time. So if you're the kind who likes to put on a watch, set it and forget it, a Rolex is a really good option for you. Now, there's a lot more to the Sea-Dweller than just the case and the movement. There's also the bracelet, and like most Rolexes, this one comes with a bracelet. There is no strap, although aftermarket options exist. What you're looking at here is an oyster clasp, which is very secure these days. It's one of the best in the business. That's how that opens, but there's more to it, because Rolex incorporates this phenomenal little feature they call glide lock. Now, if you remember the old Submariners, you might remember the diving extension. It's kind of an awkward little adjustment that you could use to mount the watch over a winter coat or a diving suit, but it didn't have the security that you'd expect from a watch at that price range. I think Rolex realized around the turn of the last century, year 2000, they needed to raise their game, and by 2009 and this DeepSea Sea-Dweller, they'd really gotten it right. Now, the great thing about the glide lock is that it gives you up to 20mm of adjustment, so not only can you do away with that old chintzy diving extension, but you can also do away with a lot of the trips to the jewelers, because unless you change wrist sizes dramatically or you give the watch as a gift, just about all the adjustment you'll ever need, almost an inch's worth, is built into this clasp. So this is a phenomenal watch that's durable, versatile, beautiful, and you get everything that you'd expect in a Rolex. It'll retain its value better than just about anything else in its class over time. It'll serve faithfully day in and day out. It looks just fine with the suit. It's a little tall to fit under a cuff, but it's very elegant with its combination of black dial, black bezel, and a light metal. Alternately brushed and polished, the case is very attractive, and it's finished to that standard you expect of a Rolex. Now, this Rolex DeepSea Sea-Dweller is available from watchyouwant.com with full box papers, hang tag, original factory polishing cloth. Everything you would expect to receive at an authorized dealer, you receive with this watch. And having been purchased in July of 2014, you also receive the balance of the Rolex factory warranty, valid internationally. So, for all practical intents and purposes, it looks like a new watch, it feels like a new watch. It's a pre-owned watch with all of the pricing advantages that come with that. But in terms of condition and equipment, you're giving up absolute nothing except the authorized dealer's ransom. So this Rolex DeepSea Sea-Dweller is available right now for immediate delivery from watchyouwant.com.